Hello, everyone, and welcome back to day 29 of our Polar Parrot fish fry journey. Almost a full month has passed, and what a journey it has been from tiny, translucent wrigglers to confident, colorful swimmers. Yesterday, on day 28, we saw the fry take important steps towards independence. That is, venturing out on their own, learning to forage, and swimming with more confidence while the parents stepped further back. And now, on day 29, we see something fascinating: the balance between growth and competition. It's a theme that nature writes into every page of life, whether among fish fry or birds in a nest or even human families and classrooms. So let's dive in. So, first, let's begin by taking a look at the first impressions that we get on the day 29 fry. So, when you look at them, you notice that they are slightly bigger. Their bodies are more rounded and their fins appear stronger. And now this can be seen from their confident movements. Their swimming is smoother, it's almost effortless compared to the earlier frantic dashes. And the colors, yes, you can see some hints of color appearing on them, showing us that these fry are no longer just shadows in the water. Now, if you look closely, you'll also find some very tiny fry as well. Now, these are the ones that we shifted from the other aquarium. So there were just around 7 to 8 fry over there. And what was happening is that there was a bit of tension in the tank. As I said, the pair had occupied almost two-thirds of the tank, and the others were all pushed in one corner. So there were around five of them who were just pushed in one corner. So as a result of it, there was a lot of stress among the other fish. So, and the tank also needed a water change because there was a lot of debris and dirt settled down. Hence, we took the opportunity of removing these fry and placing them along with these other fry in the breeding tank. Now, however, in the first spawn, we found that there were two slightly deformed fish fry. So we put them back in the tank also. Now, we see that watching these fry grow is like children graduating from scribbling to writing letters. So you can see the progress, the confidence, and also you can see what is to come. So at this stage, the fry look less like fragile hatchlings and they look more like miniatures of the adults that one day they'll become. Now, when you speak about feeding, that is the greatest test. It is one of the clearest places where we can see growth and competition play out. So when the food is dropped in, the bold fry dart in quickly. They'll be grabbing the first bites, whereas the cautious ones will hover at the edges waiting for their chance. And during this feeding time, you'll also see that there'll be some mini rivalries that break out. So you'll have chasing, nudging, even little tugs. And this is all part of the growth process. It is all part of their training to become adults and live in the wild. So all this is in a way hardwired into their DNA. But here's the fascinating part. After the chaos settles, the group gathers together. And it shows that rivalry doesn't break the community, but it simply sharpens survival instincts. So, feeding time in this aquarium is like recess in a school cafeteria. You'll see some kids rush to grab the first seats, while others will hang back. But in the end, everybody finds a place. Now we come to today's important question: competition versus teamwork. Can the two balance together? Can the two, exist together? Well, let's find out. So, we see that on day 29, the fry are learning something bigger than just swimming or eating. They are trying to balance between competition and teamwork. Now, these two are very important. Why? Because competition makes individuals stronger. It teaches them speed, courage, and survival. Teamwork, on the other hand, provides safety, as shoaling or schooling together makes them less vulnerable to bigger prey, and it also gives them confidence. Now, nature thrives on both. Okay, if there is too much competition, the group will break up. If there's too much teamwork, then the individuals will fail to develop strength and confidence. So both have to be balanced together. Now, isn't this also true in human life? If you look in classrooms or sports or even in workplaces, the healthiest growth comes when there is both competition and cooperation. So we have spoken a lot about the fry. What can we say about the role of the parents on day 29? Well, we are in for a surprise. There's another big change in the parents' behavior. So they are no longer hovering constantly. Instead, now they are only restricted their movements towards the edges. So, and even if, for example, there is some need, only then they'll intervene. For example, yesterday when we did the water change, they gathered all the fry in one corner, and that was it. After that, the fry were on their own. So they seem like silent guardians. They're still present, but deliberately holding back to let the fry test their independence. So this reminds me of watching parents, uh, with their kids on a bicycle, and the kid is kind of learning to ride the bicycle for the first time without training wheels. So the parents let the child go, but at the same time, they are ready to catch the child if something goes wrong. So, and this is the only way that the child will learn balance. That is by practicing alone. So, that is the balance of parental love, to protect but also to let go. So, by now, you would have also noticed the clear beginnings of hierarchy. Some fry are clearly larger and brighter. These perhaps will be the future leaders. There are others that are quite smaller, quieter. They are the ones who have been conserving energy. Sometimes these late bloomers surprise us with resilience and beauty. Now, the little nudges, chases, and displays of dominance may look like aggression, but they are actually really practice runs for adult survival. It's like children playing competitive games. They may argue, they may push or tease, but in the long run, these small rivalries teach resilience, leadership, and adaptation. And therefore, day 29 teaches us something profound about growth, that strength isn't just in size. Sometimes the quietest fry develop the greatest resilience. Day 29 also teaches us that competition is not cruelty, it's practice for the challenges ahead. And therefore, true growth means balance, standing out when necessary and blending into the group when needed. And therefore, in human communities also, we see the same patterns. The loudest voices often take the spotlight, but the quiet, consistent ones often surprise everyone later. So, success does not belong only to the early bloomers, it belongs to those who endure. And therefore, perseverance and resilience is very important. So, as we wrap up our update for day 29, let's reflect and see what we have seen. The fry are bigger, stronger and showing hints of color. Feeding time now reveals the delicate dance of competition and teamwork. Parents remain as watchful guardians, and by doing this, they are encouraging independence. And we can also see rivalries which are hinting at future leaders. But we pay attention that late bloomers still hold hidden potential. And therefore, let me ask you, do you think the brightest fry today will be the leaders of tomorrow? Or will the late bloomers surprise us in the long run? And another for you personally, have you ever seen in your own life somebody who, started off slow but then later on surpassed expectations? Well, do let us know that in the comments as well. And stay tuned for day 30, which is another huge milestone. 1 month of growth, survival, and transformation. So, thank you for being part of this journey. So, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of these updates. Each day, the fry teaches that life is about balance between standing out and growing together. So, see you tomorrow and happy fish keeping.